We are live. Hi, beautiful soul. So happy to be here with you today. And today's video is going to be a little bit different from the videos that we did in the past. Well, just going to download what comes and talk about it. So, if you are drawn to this video, you are a light in this world and you know it. So this is your sign to really take that calling and to be the light in this world. So it's going to be so important for you in order to be that light in this world, to take care of yourself, to have self-care as your priority. Because if the light is out, who is going to light it up again, right? And if the salt loses its flavor, who or what is going to give to the salt its flavor back? So that's why it's really important that you, as a light in this world, takes really good care of yourself so that you continue to be the light in this world. I'm going to talk to the people who are aligned with the message that I have today. And if you are aligned with this, you probably have in your heart something that you want to share with the world, but you don't always find the courage to do it. So you can have many reasons why you don't find the courage to do it. Maybe it's because of all the things that you have to do in your home life. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's the lack of resources, so you think. Or it can be your own mind telling you all the limiting belief, all the excuses that you can use to not go after that dream that you have. Well, somebody is waiting for you to find the courage to speak up. Somebody is waiting for you to be inspired so that they can be in turn inspired. Somebody is waiting for you to show up because when you show up, you are that inspiration and you bring life, you bring light in the life of people around you. So take good care of yourself while you are tending to your family. Also give yourself permission to go after all those dreams that are in your heart, that you know God, the divine, put there into your heart, and they are waiting for you to express them. So while tending to your family, to your home life, to yourself, also make time for those projects that are really important to you. While you are doing everything that is important to you, crave some time blocks where you will do one small baby step forward. First of all, it's really important that you know how can you help people around you? What is your vision? What can you add to the people in this world? Right? You have special gifts. Some of us have many talents, others have one thing or two that they have been given especially. And every one of us has something. Sometimes we are not aware of it because we try to see what other people have and we are like, oh, I would love to have that. But your own thing is so natural for you that you don't even think that is something. So what is it for you? What are people complimenting you on being above average on? This is an indication of what your gift is. And the more you can share that gift with the world, the better it is. And if you try to share some gifts that are not yours, you will not feel fulfilled. Your own fulfillment will come when you align with what was divinely meant for you. So the quicker you can align with that message that you have to share with others, the better it is. And it's just about connecting with that divine guidance. How do you do this? It's by connecting with your intuition. How do you do this? You start with the smallest things, right? Like you have a decision to make. You don't know if this morning you want to eat some eggs or avocado or half a pie. What is half a oatmeal, right? So you ask yourself, you put your hands on your heart and you ask yourself, what feels really good for me to eat today? And that good is not just the good of, oh, I will eat some ton of sugar and whatever. That is not going to be beneficial for me in the long run. That is going to make my energy go up like this, but then crash and be like, oh, I need more sugar. Not like that. But what feels aligned for me to eat this morning? Depending on your circumstances, depending on what awaits you that day, that guidance will let you eat what is exactly right for you. By training yourself in such small things, you are connecting with your divine feminine energy. You are connecting to your intuition. You are connecting to your own guidance. You are becoming self reliant. You are becoming independent because you can rely on yourself. But that self is the divine within you, right? Because that guidance is part of God within you, showing you the way. So it's so important that you constantly connect with that intuition. And those are small exercises that you can do, like picking what you will eat, picking what you will wear, um, asking yourself if you want to go to the park or to the forest or whatever you want to decide in the moment, right? Those small decisions that you make will train you for the big decisions that you will have to make. Connecting with your intuition like that will give you that sense of knowing, of not relying on everybody else when you have to take a decision, but so attuned to your own guidance, to your inner voice, to the voice of the divine within you. The more you can listen to the divine within you, the more you can be that light in the world. Because most of the time, when we disconnect from the divine, from the source, we start looking around for happiness, for peace, for joy, for anything else. We think that those things coming from the outside are what are going to give us the fulfillment. But when you can go within and get your guidance from within, then you don't perceive that the things outside are going to bring you some fulfillment, but you can be that light that is in the world, guiding the people back to their inner guidance as well, instead of looking outward and looking to all the wrong things, hoping that they will make us feel happiness or fulfillment, right? And by the way, I like to make this difference between happiness and fulfillment, because happiness can be equated with joy, elation, and then you have the opposite that can be sadness, right? But when you are fulfilled, you take both. You have moments of happiness, you have moments of sadness, and you understand how those opposites play a role in your life. And so you don't let them take you on the afterburn journey, meaning you go up on the high, but then the next moment you go down on a low and you are just up and down like that, letting all the circumstances outside of you dictate how you will behave, being reactive. You can be an empathic person, loving person, but decide not to react, right? Even if you feel like somebody hurt you, you can feel those feelings, but not reacting on those feelings. Understanding that the hurt that you feel is just a perception, and you can take the time to heal that. So tend to yourself when you are in that kind of situation, to really take the time to heal. Give yourself permission to restore your high vibration, to restore your equilibrium. Understanding how that hurt is bringing you also some benefits that you can use in your life in order to go forward. Not only that, you can use that also to inspire other people who go through the same things in life. A beautiful example is someone who has gone through heartbreak can use that example to help someone else who is going through heartbreak to get out of that state of suffering, right? And when we suffer, be aware that it is something that your mind is showing you. When you decide to stay in that thing that your mind is showing you, like, yes, I'm suffering, I'm so miserable, you will suffer even more and even longer, right? But you can decide that it's okay, that it stops there. Yes, this situation happens, but it doesn't mean that I have to spend the rest of my life lamenting about that situation, right? You decide how you feel. You decide if you react or if you take the time to choose your response. Grounding yourself is going to be very important. You can do this by walking on the ground, on grass, on sand, when the weather allows it, right? Now it's getting colder, so it's not so easy to just take your shoes off when it's winter, for example. But in summer, you can really use the beautiful warmth and nature, the grass, to just walk there and get yourself grounded. And when it gets colder, you can then use your imagination. Imagine that you are a tree and that you have some solid roots going to the center of the earth, and the earth is grounding you, is stabilizing you. We call that also earthing, right? The grounding, because then you can keep your stability. You don't let yourself go up and down with the direction that your emotions are taking. Understanding that your emotion can be just an illusion depending on the perception that you have, the hurt that you feel, the suffering that you feel, the struggle that you feel. What if you could also change those states by changing the state of your mind, right? What if you can let the suffering, the struggle, and change into a state of poise, a state of centeredness, a state of presence? Of course, you can also take it to another level and say, okay, a state of happiness and joy, a state of elation, of ecstasy, right? But then you need to understand that that state is also uh, another exaggeration, and it's not the balanced state, it's not the equilibrium. So if you go up too much, you might be brought back to equilibrium. And if you go to the other extreme, that's the word I was looking for. If you go to one extreme or the other, you will come back to equilibrium. That's why equanimity, a state of mind where you are balanced, is the more desirable state. Of course, you can allow yourself to go into ecstasy, elation, but then you have to allow yourself also to go into the other side. And that is when we go to the other side, like total suffering, total darkness. We tend to suffer there, right? To see our shadow. And if you haven't embraced your shadow totally, then you are afraid even of other people finding out about that about you. So being a light in this world doesn't mean that you are perfection in the sense of just the positive traits, right? Because a human being have both traits, all the traits, the positive and the negative. To some degrees, we have all the traits already present in us. So pretending that we are not this or not that and judging other people like they are this and they are that, that is just illusions. That is just a perception, and it's a lopsided perception. It's a perception that is not in alignment with equilibrium, with equanimity. So what happens when we start judging other people is that we are judging ourselves without knowing it. We are judging an aspect of ourselves that we haven't learned to love yet. Embracing our shadow means that we learn to love all aspects of ourselves, right? The more we learn to love all aspects of ourselves, the more we can learn to love other people as well, and the brighter our light will shine. They say that the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. Meaning that since you are a light in this world, in order for your light to shine freely and brightly, you will have to go deep in your shadow. And that's why the inner work is so important, where you go at a deeper level within and you look at yourself, you get to know yourself, you get to bring the light to everything that is hidden within that you have forgotten. And sometimes it cannot be from you, it can be from your lineage, right? From the generation that came before you. But since it's in your field, in your consciousness, in your awareness, you are the one chosen to give it a try to heal that thing. If you can heal it, then you heal the people who came before you, and you also heal the people who are going to come after you, like your children and their children, and so on. But also your ancestor get to have some relief because you are doing the inner work. One aspect can be the money thing, right? Money has such a beautiful energy, but sometimes it can also have a heavy energy depending on the thought that our culture has around money, our family has around money. It can be a subject so difficult that people avoid it, or it can be a subject that is so bringing challenges, right? Dispute and so on. In other families, it can be also a subject of bliss, right? Abundance, joy. So, depending on your upbringing, you will have a set of rules of thought around money. The beautiful thing is that you can reprogram those thoughts, you can reprogram those beliefs, you can choose to let another program run in your mind concerning money, but also concerning everything in life, be it relationship, be it love, be it sisterhood, being parenting, everything that human being are struggling about, are suffering around, we can reprogram our mind to elevate the type of belief that we have around those subjects. And the more high vibrational beliefs we have around those subjects, the better it is, not only for ourselves, but for the collective. Because the same that you are healing your children, when you are working on yourself, when you are balancing yourself and being poised, you will not enact on your children so often, at least not so often, right? Give yourself permission to just be your human self, meaning that sometimes you can shout at someone, maybe even if it's your child, and then regret it. It's just part of being human. But the more you work on keeping that state of poise and balance, the less you will have the reactiveness to shout at someone. You will be an observer, seeing the self doing something. So stopping yourself from shouting and saying, okay, I need some quiet time so that I don't overreact in this situation, for example, right? And so it is with the reprogramming of our thought around money, around love, around relationships, around anything that is important to you, right? Taking the time to reprogram your mind like that makes your light shine even brighter because you are eliminating all the blockages, all the things that are anchoring you down, all the things that are making you feel heavy. And the more lighter you can be, the better it is for the people around you, because then they can be inspired by your light and want to embody also what you are embodying in your life. They want to do that also in their life. And if you feel like, oh, I am teaching online like I'm doing right now, and everybody else is going to learn from me, and then they will go and surpass me. Well, know that, first of all, there is no comparison. You are unique. And no matter how X or Y is doing X or Y and Z, they will never be you. They will only be their own themselves, right? So there is no comparison to do. Second of all, the more you continue to work on yourself and to evolve, the less you have this thought of, oh, everybody else is going to surpass me at some point. And even if they do, well, that is their destiny, right? That is good for them. Send them blessings and love and let them be on their own journey. Focus on your own journey and give yourself permission to tackle your own challenges. And third, you were not given the same resources, right? We are born in different families, we have different backgrounds, different histories, even that load of being a light for this world, right? Not everybody get the same responsibility. So, according to your responsibility, to the baggage that you have been given and that you are supposed to work on to heal that, focus on those kind of things and not on what everybody else is doing. And the divine is taking note. In some cultures, in some tradition, they call it karma, right? The more you do good for other people, the higher your account of karma, of good karma is getting. So it's like God is taking notice, or the universe is taking notice of all the good deeds that you are doing. If you are sharing your wisdom, the more people you impact with your message, as because they heard your message, if they get a little bit better in their own life, well, you are getting the karmic points for that. And this is how, for your own life, you will be blessed. You will get so many blessings, and you don't even know what you have done to have those blessings. That's what we call the divine grace. For you, it's like you have done nothing, and God is just so graceful with you. It has blessed you with so many things. What if it was your deed? What if it was the inspiration that you brought to other people, right? So things are not always what they seem to the eye. Under the surface, there are things that you don't see, but that are happening. So concentrate on being the brightest light that you can be in this world, on helping other people to get also their light out here so that we can create together a beautiful world of brightness, right? And one of the things is also by creating a business where you share your service and you value yourself enough to be also rewarded by this. That's why I've created this course, Feminine Rebirth, where we set up the foundation for our dream coaching business. And if you feel called to join me, feel free to visit femininerebirth.com. So you can use your light with many things, with many gifts that have been given to you, right? Or you can use them in the sense of your family, bringing your light to your children, to your spouse, and letting them feel so much at peace and so much blissful because you are there, because you are sharing your light. I just have a bird on the window here, and this is so beautiful. For me, it's divine confirmation. So I will let you with these words, and until next time, stay inspired. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. I send you so much love and many, many blessings. Bye.